Hey, this is Tim the electrician. Today I'm going to show you the proper way to splice two wires together using a wire nut. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, you've got your box and everything that you've already entered, and if you want to see how to do any of that kind of stuff, just subscribe to my videos. I've got other videos on that show you how to staple a Romex wire, how to mount a plastic plastic nylon box, or how to enter the wires into the plastic nylon box. So, first thing you want to do is you're going to want to make sure, if you're just splicing two wires together, you just want to make sure that you're cutting them off so that they're even. They're relatively even with each other. You want them to be about the same length. You know, it's not crucial, but it's something that kind of makes it look a little cleaner, a little neater, a little more professional. So, alright, so I'm going to zoom in here. I might have to readjust, actually. I'll just bring the camera closer. Okay, zoom in a little bit here. Alright, I'm going to use the white wires, a little easier to see. So, you take your wire strippers. You're going to strip about 3/4 of an inch of the insulation off. You're going to do the same thing with the other wire. Okay, so now you've got your two wires. Now, a lot of people tend to just take the wire nut and just put it on there, twist, hold the two wires together, put the wire nut on there, twist, and be done. Now, the manufacturers might claim that that's the way you can do it with their wire nuts. It's not the best way. It's not ideal. You can see that you take that off, those wires are just loose. So if that thing were to ever come off for any reason, then you just got loose wires inside the box. So the first thing you're going to want to do when you have your splicing wires is you're just going to take them and you're just going to start hand twisting them together like that. And you're going to use your pliers and you're going to twist them together the rest of the way. Now you can see you may need to trim the end a little bit once you do that, just to get it so that the twist is the same length. But you can see that those wires are twisted together, and the splice will actually hold together without the wire nut. And my dad always taught me that the wire nut's job is to cover the splice. It's not to make the splice. So in this case, it's not making the splice. I've already made the splice by twisting the wires together, and I'm just going to use the wire nut. And I'm twisting it on there. And don't be afraid to when you twist this, twist it hard enough so that those wires actually twist together a little more right here. That's fine. That's ideal. Now, that's never going to come off. That's not going to come off there. Now, one thing I wanted to mention when it comes to wire nuts, you always want to use, ideally you want to use, I should say, a wire nut that has a spring inside of it. Let's see if you can see this. There, you can see that there's a metal spring up inside this wire nut. It might be a little easier to see. Here's a yellow one. It might be a little easier to see in that one. It's just a different size. A lot of times you can get like a variety pack and it has two different sizes. This one's good for bigger splices. Typically for a couple wires I might just use one of these yellow ones. These smaller ones are also good if you're just wiring a light fixture, where you're just putting the light fixture wire onto your wires here and you're just kind of splicing them, holding them together. In contrast, this is the alternative. This is a cheaper wire nut, and you can see that inside, that the threads are just made of plastic. These aren't as good because they just don't hold on the wire. You can put these on, sometimes they'll pop right off. These are okay for smaller wire applications or low voltage applications. Maybe you're using really small wires like phone wire or whatever, just really tiny wires. These are okay for that kind of stuff. But they're not ideal for high voltage. So let's see. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I hope this helps show you the right kind of wire nut to use, the right way to make a splice, so that it's nice and tight. I mean, you always run the risk of, if you don't make that splice just right, you always run the risk of it coming apart in the box and possibly contacting the bare ground wire or one of the other wires, you never know. Or if it's a metal box, the side of the box, and then you got yourself a direct short, and then you got a problem. So make sure you do your splices, high attention to detail, make sure you do your splices right, make sure you use the right kind of wire nut, and everything will turn out up to code, professional, and safe. So I hope this helps, and thanks for watching the video.